We have the assessment criteria 3.2, provide information on the criteria you have devised for reviewing an information system's performance. So generally, the criteria, you can say that this is a benchmark or checklist on which we say that if these checklist points are completed, so we say that yes, our system is effective and it's performing better, and all the requirements are completely done. So here, when you are going to implement this criteria in your assignment, okay, so when you have to devise a criteria, so like you have to make a checklist. On the basis of that checklist, you will review your system, and then you will mention that okay, these are the criterias are completed, are covered by the system, okay, and we have whatever the improvements or whatever the changes we have devised for the system, or we have integrated in the new system. So all these are completed effectively. So you can mention the criteria for the information system. So here, when evaluating the performance of an information system, it's important to establish comprehensive criteria that reflect both the system's technical capabilities and its alignment with business objectives. So key criteria include efficiency. This measures how well the system utilizes resources. It includes metrics such as response time for user requests and the system's overall resource utilization, for example, CPU memory bandwidth. Then high efficiency means that the system operates smoothly and meets user demands without unnecessary delays or resource consumption. So one criteria we can devise, like how the system, how much efficient is this system, and if the system is efficient and using the resources effectively, okay, as CPU memory bandwidth, then or if they are responding to the user in timely manner, so definitely a system is efficient and we can mark it as you can say pass or correct. Then effectiveness assesses the system's ability to produce accurate and useful outputs. This involves evaluating data accuracy, the correctness of processing, and the relevance of generated reports. User satisfaction surveys can provide insights into how well the system meets user needs. So for effectiveness, we have to check how much accurate and useful outputs are given by this system. So whatever the information we are entering, whatever the inputs we are giving to the system, whether it processing those inputs accordingly as we want, or they are giving us the wrong output. So like this, we have to check the effectiveness of the system. And when we are going to generate reports, for example, sales report, how much sales we have in 1 month or 1 week, and 1 year. So those reports are effectively generated by the system as per the given input or not. So these are the different examples of effectiveness of the system. Then reliability. This criterion measures the system's stability and time. It tracks how the system is operational versus downtime caused by crashes or maintenance need when they need them. Whenever we request system for anything, it should respond us in timely manner, and how much time it is going to down, okay, or due to crashes or maintenance. So we have to check those durations and times, and we have to check like how much percentage is for downtime, and how much is for the response of the system to the user in timely manner. So like this, we can check the metrics and we can say that the system is reliable or not on that metrics. Then scalability evaluates the system's ability to handle increased workloads such as more users or larger data volume without performance degradation. A scalable system can adapt to growth, ensuring that it remains effective as organizational demands change. So again, scalability is also important, and in this term, this is information system term, we say that if workload is increase in the system, then is the system is uh, you can say scalable and enough, it is more, you can say, effective to handle these type of workloads, increased workloads, and without degrading their regular, you can say, work or function. So when system is able to handle more workloads, then we can say the system is scalable. Okay, then we have security. So this assesses how well the system protects sensitive data and meets compliance requirements. Regular security audits and vulnerability assessment help ensure that the system is safeguarded against potential threats and complies with relevant regulations. So security is also important, whatever the organization is and whatever the information they are taking from the customers, from the employees, or the visitors to the websites, they who are logging to the websites or applications, or the you can say office employees. So who are making the accounts in that system, their data should be kept so safe and secure. And if the system is failed to maintain the security of the data of the users, okay, so that means this system is not secure, and we should work on the security. So as we all know that users data is important, and this any organization is not allowed to you can say publicly uh, disclose the in users data, users personal data without their consent. So this is how we have to review these criteria against the system, so that we can check how well is the system and how well it is performing. Do you have any question in this slide?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then we have maintainability. Maintainability refers to how easily the system can be updated or modified. So this includes the quality of documentation and the simplicity of making changes or enhancements, which are critical for keeping the system current and aligned with evolving business needs. So in the maintainability, if we are going to update or modify anything in the system, or we want to change any you can say functionality of the system, so the documentation for system, like documentation is the guide to show that how which is this code and what is the purpose of this code. So through that code, if that code is very simple, so that we can make changes in that easily, or it's more complex, more functions are complex, functionality is added and no comments in the code are provided, so it's difficult to handle and update the codes. So documentation is also a way to understand the codes and then do the changes within the specific code blocks where we need additional functionality, or we are updating the system. Then cost effectiveness. This involves evaluating the total cost of ownership TCO against the benefits gained from the system. Understanding both operational cost and the return on investment helps organizations determine the financial viability of the information system. Operational cost and protect its effectiveness, so development, and in return it's not giving us any, you can say, profit, okay, then definitely there is loss for the organization. So we have to maintain the cost, so that we can check our operational cost must be less than the return on its investment cost, so that we can gain profit by using the system. So then these are the points from the indicative content. Again, implementing an information system project. So project management stages. So when we are going to implement an information system project, so there are different stages which we have to follow for manage. One is initiation, okay, then planning, execution, monitoring, and controlling and closure. So these are the different name, but it's same like as we have discussed previously. We have requirement gathering, then we have to plan, then design, development, testing, deployment. So again here these are the you can say same stages which we need to follow. And first of all we have the initiation as it's what project goals and scope, clarify expectations and success criteria. So this is initiation phase. In this phase we define our project goals and scope, like how much modules will add in the system, what is the goal of the system, and then we make a checklist for performance review, and we try to you can say when we are in the later stages we focus on. Okay, so in planning phase we have to develop the detailed project plans. Okay, we have to make different diagrams, and we have to make you can say resources, okay, timeline, and we um, define the project in we divide the project in different activities, different tasks, and different modules, and we allocate the time and resources to those modules, like in how much time duration we have to complete this module, in how much time we have to complete this module, and how much cost we have to spend on that module. So in the planning phase we have to make project plans, and it includes timelines and resources, and uh, also we make this assessment in this planning phase. Then we have execution, implement the project according to the plan, continuous performance monitoring during execution allows for real-time adjustment. So in the execution phase, we have to implement the project according to the project plan which we have developed. Like we have to try maximum. We should try that we can complete the modules within the given time frame, within the resources we have allocated, so that we can complete the a project within time and within budget. So when we review the performance of the continuous performance monitoring during execution allows for real-time adjustments, means like when we review the performance of the system, like we can check that how much module we have completed, and whether we have completed those modules within the time frame which we have mentioned in the project plan or not. So like this we can make the real-time adjustments. Okay, then we have monitoring and controlling. So track project progress and performance against the plan. Regular reviews here can identify deviations and trigger corrective actions. So in this monitoring and controlling phase, we track the progress and progress and performance against the plan which we have devised in the planning phase. And then if we see like any deviation from that plan, we can make corrective actions to you can say overcome those deviations. Then closure, evaluate project outcomes against initial goals. A comprehensive performance review ensure that lessons learned are documented for future projects. Okay. So do you have any question in this slide?
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
then okay. So then we have developing an information system, design, coding, testing, and deployment. So again, in the design phase, you have to design the user interface of the system. Okay, we have to design the different pages, different categories, different screens of the user interface. And in the coding phase, you have to add the functionality, backend functionality in the system, in the options or categories or buttons or text boxes, whatever the things you have added in the system, you have to make a coding. You have to make, you have to add functionality in those things. Okay, in those buttons, text boxes, or whatever the things are there. And in the testing, you have to check like whether the options you have added, the functionality you have added, they work same as they are intended for, or they are made for, or they are giving us wrong input. So in the testing phase, we have to check the system functionality and the user interface of the system. Then in the deployment, we have to uh, deploy the system in the you can say working environment, so that we can check the performance and functionality of the system within the work environments, and we can take necessary actions, and then we can release the software or application or website or whatever the system is for you can say general use. Okay, so first one is design. During the design phase, performance reviews can help validate design choices against user requirements and technical constraints. Okay, so when we use performance review during this design phase, so we can check the we can validate the design choices against user requirements and technical constraints. So whatever the user requirements, definitely when we are developing the information system for the users or for clients, so we have to keep their requirements in mind, and we have to keep their requirements on priority, and then we have to check the technical constraints as well. So we can also like sometime maybe users requirements are beyond the expectations. Okay, and there are different technical constraints that we are not able to implement those requirements, so we have to guide the users like these are not correct requirements. Okay, or you can do adjustment like this, and we have to guide the clients as well. So in the design phase, when we review the performance of the system, okay, we can check the user requirements like they are meeting or not, and we can also check the technical constraints. Then coding performance reviews at this stage might include code reviews to ensure adherence to best practices and identify potential performance issues early. For example, identifying inefficient algorithm during coding can save time and effort in later stages. Okay, so when we are going to do any code, so definitely we make some pseudocode and algorithm for that code, and then we implement through any language. So if we review the code, okay, we can review the algorithm. So if we see any inefficient algorithm, any wrong, you can say input or output in the algorithm which we have added in the diagram, so we can correct them, and then in the later stages we can you can say avoid code blockage or like this. Then in the testing phase, performance testing is critical to ensure the system meets speed, scalability, and reliability requirements. Regular reviews during this phase help ensure comprehensive testing. So for example, load testing can reveal how the system performance under high usage, allowing for necessary adjustment before deployment. So this is how we can do performance review in the testing phase. Then deployment. After deployment, engaging performance reviews can vital for monitoring system behavior in a live environment, and early post deployment reviews can catch and rectify any unforeseen issues, ensuring smooth operations. So this is how, if we are doing the performance review during this deployment stage, we can check the behavior of the system in the live environment, and we can check like how the system will operate if we you can say deploy it in the actual environment. So like we can review the performance of the system, and if any issues occur, then we can fix them, and then we can release the system for general use. Do you have any question in this slide?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then we have the conclusion of these two assessment criteria. The criteria for reviewing an information system performance and the structured stages of project management and system development are integral to ensure the success of an information system by focusing on efficiency, effectiveness, reliability, scalability, security, maintainability, and cost effectiveness. Organizations can effectively assess and improve their systems. So the clear stages of project management from initiation to closure ensure that projects are well planned and executed. Meanwhile, the development phases, design, coding, testing, and deployment provide a roadmap for creating robust and effective information system. So this is how you have to, you can say, implement these assessment criteria in the assignment. So when we work on this LO3 for this information system theory and practice assignment, so there they will mention like you have to review the criteria you have devised for the information system. So you can take heading from these slides and then you can mention your points according to your chosen system. And for the stages also, you can take headings from these and you can add your information and you can add your examples and then your task will be completed. Do you have any question?
No, ma'am.
Okay.